gentlemen, the following presentation is brought to you by Mr. Main Event Brian Waters and the real Dwayne Allen. The Wrestling Wrealm, the show for the intelligent wrestling fans. Off the top rope, I dwell in the wrestling realm. Like Jake stay in the snake pit and Kane be in hell. Like Taker stay in the graveyard and Punk in the shy. Call me Snooker cause I'm super and fly. You can hate all you want, but I'm flossing. The Miz said I'm awesome, and I'm upholding the law just like the big boss man. With Mr. Main Event Brian Waters, the real Dwayne Allen, toss you over the border like Hernandez, Mandez, pressing the stands. It's the show for the intelligent wrestling fans. Hitman like Hawk, but I'm not from Calgary. I'm all about the bill, so let that gold dust shower me, empower me like Farouk and the nation. If you don't know your history, then you should change the station. But if you do, you can cruise to YouTube / the Wrestling Wrealm. Your lessons are stale. Say the same old lines, man, you destined to fail. Like the Shockmaster or the Wrestler Nails. I'm a heartbreak kid, and my bid to be champion is unmatched. Anybody step, I'm face planting them. With Mr. Main Event and the real Dwayne, you the sisters of love, we the powers of pain. You see we coming with a spear while you're monkey flipping. It's Brian Waters, Dwayne Allen, and your boy Trenton. And that's just how the story goes. That's just how the story goes. It's the Wrestling Wrealm, baby. The Wrestling Wrealm. Mr. Main Event Brian Waters, the real Dwayne Allen. And I'm your boy Trent CMG. You know what it is, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, you know, Austin goes over, as he should. Next, a Four Corners Tag Team Elimination match. Now,
wow, this one.
We always talk about non-tag team wrestling. This is going to show you where tag team wrestling was. Anytime you can have a Four Corners match, and all solid tag teams, you know, Billy and Chuck, which we mentioned on the controversial episode. If you missed it, make sure you Google it. Controversial Figures in Professional Wrestling, brought to you by the Wrestling Wrealm.
That is us.
The APA, the Dudley Boys, and the Hardys. What a match.
When you look at stuff like that, it really shows you how bad the tag team division is today. And I used to make excuses for it, but after a while, you have to understand something, especially after listening to Mike Knox's top, was it 25, right?
Yeah.
Top 25 tag team list. Like, tag teams back in those days had personality in a way where they made you care about them without having to be main event guys. I know Road Dogg always talks about in a lot of his previous shoot interviews how he feels like at one point we were more popular than the top guys. It was like, as a tag team, they were top guys. You look forward to seeing those guys week in and week out. And they were a tag team. And it's like, you can do the same thing that you would do on your own, just you do it with a buddy of yours.
Right.
But like I said, I think with I think Scotty Riggs was talking about how people are so selfish nowadays. And, you know, people don't, you know, want to invest in tag team wrestling because of everybody's trying to get to the top on their own.
Yeah.
And you look at a match like that, and it's like, wow, these guys were legit tag teams, not because they were good in the ring as tag team together, because there's plenty of people that's good in the ring together.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But you actually care about every last one of these tag teams. You had Billy and Chuck, because they were so controversial, the whole gay couple thing with Rico in the mix. So you did not make anything walk around with like butterfly wings and periwinkle pants or whatever you call those things. You had APA. Of course, you know, they had their thing where they set up the door. You know, and they would sit there just playing poker and drinking beer. You know, you had to knock in the door.
I forgot about how they used to set up that door.
They set up the
in
door.
the middle of nowhere.
It'd be a random like door sill, and just somebody. Excuse me, did you knock on the door? You know, they sitting there smoking cigars, playing poker and cards and stuff like that. They were for hire. The Dudleys, need I say anything about them? I'm surprised they weren't on Mike's list as well.
No, they were.
Were they? I missed a whole lot for some
reason. You
missed
the because remember last week.
But I heard the countdown. I didn't hear him.
I missed. I wasn't paying attention when he did the countdown because I knew pretty much the list.
When he ran them down. They were on there?
The show that I missed. He introduced.
I missed them.
He had the Hardys on there.
Okay.
He had the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian was this week. The Hart Foundation. Was
okay. I thought they were. I just when he the rundown, I couldn't remember.
I can hear Mike Knox now. What do you mean? You think I'm not credible?
Yeah.
Earl's Wayne Alley. You know I'm gonna have those guys on my list. Shouts out to Mike Knox.
I was listening to him when he gave us. You gotta hear his was it 3-3-1 or this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is his last in his top 25 list. And I was listening. He went down to the top 25, and I guess I missed a few.
Okay.
But yeah, and then of course the Hardys naturally. Those team exchanges.
Jeff Hardy should not have taken off his shirt. I mean, you talk about he just like looked like this wall, literally flat and white. I'm like, oh my goodness.
He needs to get more sun instead of sitting in the dark painting pictures and stuff. You know the stuff he does. Anyway, with that being said, this is probably one of the better tag team matches.
I remember rooting for the Hardys this one, and I was disappointed. They didn't win the titles that night. But nonetheless, Billy and Chuck, which was good for them. Good to see Billy Gunn go over at WrestleMania.
Who also had a successful third tag run with Billy and Chuck.
Yeah, because was it first the Smoking Guns?
Smoking Guns, and New Age Outlaws.
Yep.
Probably the most popular, and then Billy and Chuck. They were a very successful tag team.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And people forget about the Smoking Guns. A lot of people. I mean, obviously they came up in that cartoonish era.
Mm-hmm.
So they were the Cowboys. Which you look at that, and then you look at Billy Gunn now. You're like, he played a cowboy gimmick, which shows you how he's good at what he does. Because you can pretty much give him anything to work with. That's why I was
except the one Billy Gunn, that epic fail.
Yeah, that was a WCW gimmick. That would, not saying it would have went over heavy, but kind of remind you like an Alex Wright or somebody.
Exactly. And who was that?
Norman Smiley.
Exactly. The big wiggle.
That time he said, "Rock, I like pie," and he brings out cheesecake.
That was funny.
It was cool when he was paired up with Tori Wilson, though. She's going to be at WrestleMania with Alex Rodriguez.
For what? Oh, they're dating.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got a little bit of TMZ for you on the Wrestling Wrealm.
Uh-huh. How about Billy Kidman in the back? Sitting back and he got to see his ex-wife, I guess. Oh, obviously I would think so.
Well, I don't think he's going to be at the Well, he might.
He's backstage.
Oh, I don't know why I keep thinking you said she's going to be at XS.
Well, I think she's going to be there, but she's going to be at WrestleMania.
He probably don't care. He probably. Never mind, I ain't gonna get into it. It's a lot of divas backstage. Anyway,
Kelly.
A lot of divas backstage.
But now we have the epic match.
They broke up? I didn't know. Sorry,
The match of a lifetime. Perhaps my favorite WrestleMania match. Why? Because it's on my iPhone.
It better be Jazz versus Trish Stratus. You gotta be kidding me. Stop lying. Come on, I'm leaving the show. Are you serious?
It's Hogan.
Oh, I was about to say, yo.
Icon.
I'm tripping.
Versus Icon. Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. Now, how about this one? You have Hogan. Vince said he's going to poison WWE. He brings on the NWO. Then you have Hogan come out there, and he gives this promo, and he talks about, I miss being in the WWE. Then you people turned on me. He gives you that dynamic. In acting class, we like to call it beats, where you switch up. You change the direction, the rhythm of your monologue or promo. And then here comes The Rock. We believed in you. I believed in you. And he gives them that story. You really see it's like a child going to finally meeting their hero, but telling them how disappointed he is. It is similar, if you really think back, before Rude turned heel, that's kind of what, and this is the night I noticed that Bobby Roode was that guy, when he kind of delivered a similar promo to Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have The Rock, you set this up, and then you have them try to take out Rock, and they basically try to kill his career, you know. But then you bring on this match. I don't know about you. Watching this, I remember that night, my mother was like, when Rock and Hogan fight, let me know. Parents go upstairs. They do their 5-minute stare down. And I was showing the girl Janae yesterday in class. I was showing, in the editing lab, I was showing her that she said she didn't know Hulk Hogan wrestled in WWE.
Okay, 'cause she probably got this WCW feel.
Yeah, and she was like, everybody watched wrestling at one point. And he was like, I'm surprised I knew people was in it then, but I'm surprised they still into it now.
Right.
So we had that conversation. So I showed her and I said, she's like, why are they just standing there? I said, they were sucking up the crowd. Hogan in Toronto again, WrestleMania 6.
Right.
Which he lost again. So it's like, obviously, Hogan and Toronto don't mix. But the match itself...
Maybe he doesn't like Canadian bacon.
The match itself, you get 16 minutes. And people always say Hogan don't wrestle matches longer than 5-10 minutes. When it comes to WrestleMania...
He pushed the limit. 16 minutes. Hogan wrestled 16 minutes. He's
with a broken or bruised rib.
I ain't trying to hear that, man.
But and this is older Hulk Hogan, and this match was a lot better than what I thought it would have been. You know, I mean, I thought it was gonna be.
I will say that though. In all honesty, I will agree with that. It definitely was though.
You know, it was a good match
compared to his later matches. Like after for that to be his first major event,
right?
He was still. He was still fresh off of WCW, and he was still performing the way we, still recognized and we still knew. But I think The Rock definitely brought the best out of it, and Hogan naturally shows up at WrestleMania, and there's no doubt in my mind that he won't show up at another WrestleMania.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, because y'all gotta understand some of wrestling conspiracies. Hogan and McMahon up to some stuff. Okay,
we're gonna give you a segment on that one.
I'm telling you, all right.
I believe it.
I seen an interview. He's like, yeah, me and Vince, we're really close. He starts laughing like, yeah, you wouldn't believe how close we really are. I said, they really sabotaged Team Nate, but that's cool though,
Nonetheless, I mean, like I said, and then it's like we have Cena versus The Rock coming up. Everybody says Andre versus Hogan for 3, Rock and Hogan, now Cena and Rock. I'm not getting into who wins and who doesn't win.
Because The Rock's going to lose.
But the bottom line is, task at hand, WrestleMania, it was the official passing of the torch, And to see, it was like you watched The Rock in a childhood moment because after he wins, and Jimmy Corderas is on record for saying that Hogan wasn't supposed to turn babyface that night.
And that was blatantly obvious because the NWA, they just got there. They were just doing that thing. Mm-hmm. And you didn't see a lot of involvement with Hogan because of the whole thing with The Rock.
Yeah.
And that reaction they got on Raw, you could see them both like, this was not supposed to happen this way.
Yeah, but they said they called the audible. NWO go out there, Rock and Hogan being professionals, they went with it. I'm pretty sure it was Spirit of the Year. But nonetheless, Hogan beats they stood up there, they try to beat up on Hogan. Scott Hall throws a toothpick in his face. Rock, Hogan show up together, which led to a match on Raw the next night. Led to Hogan going back eventually to the red and the yellow. So nonetheless, great match. Like I said,
Hulkamania's still running wild.
My favorite WrestleMania match of all time. Bottom line.